Shalom. I'd like to say all praise is due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful members of the elect. I'd like to say double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, of whom I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful members of the elect. Again, this is my review on Emancipation Day. It was a very great, a 10 out of 10, man. Very on point, like this was based off a freed, or he was a slave, but he was freed, for during the Civil War, and I'm not gonna go too in depth. You could watch the movie for yourself. You could make your own review. But I don't wanna I don't wanna spoil it. I don't wanna spoil anything, if you haven't saw it. This is very much on point. It's 5.8 out of 10, so like these Edomites are mad, because they wanna have a narrative, that Abraham, what do you call it? Abraham Lincoln, he freed the slaves, right? But basically we fell back into industrial slavery, through the trains, the train tracks, these different warehouses, and because basically, like we were enslaved, through the transatlantic slave trade. All right, and some of our people was already here in the Americas, through the 13 colonies, the Spanish colonies, throughout America, the Central America, the Caribbean, South America, and very in depth, and we have a lot of history. We have a rich history, all right, but but we're the only, but the prophets, and our historians are the only ones who's going into this, man. We have a very rich history, man, of ups and downs, until we ultimately fell as a nation, So I'm gonna see how where the spirit's gonna lead. But I was inspired, I was watching the brother, I was watching Anwan Gabar over there in New York, and he was going into Emancipation Day, like that movie, and it was very much on point. So this is off Wikipedia, Gordon Slave. All right, so this is the man who Will Smith he portrayed. Gordon, or Whipped Peter, was an escaped American slave who became known as the subject of it's like a photography, it's a documenting the extensive keloids scarring of his back from whipping it's a receiving in slavery, so this is what happened, to our people, man. And he was whipped, all right, and by the hands of our oppressors, man. And you devils, man, you have a lot of things to pay for, and ultimately we fell, but Esau, he made it, he made our slavery, become worse. All right, they separated our families. They were doing all kind of wickedness on these plantations, man. Especially during the Caribbean, in the Caribbean as well. When you if you have that book, like the Willie Lynch letters, man, so the making of a slave, man. From even before, the whole YouTube era, I was searching, and I was watching a lot of things on YouTube, from 2007, and they're going into the Willie Lynch letter. Could read you some. All right, the Willie Lynch letter says the making of a slave. Says the speech was stuck it from my. I'm not at my best reading capability right now because I'm still in recovery. So you just bear with me. Says this speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia 1712 to teach his method to slave owners thereof. It said the term lynching is derived from his last name. Alright, so like people like to say that this was a myth, but this was a real letter, written, and how to break a slave. I highlighted certain points. It says ancient Rome would envy us if my program ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, named for our illustrious king, whose versions of the Bible were cherished, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as cross for the standing human bodies along its highways in the great number, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasion. All right, so so they got a lot of these methods, they were inspired by the Romans. All right, who when you read about Spartacus, he was the one who fought against the Roman Empire, because they were gladiators. All right, and we're the same ones, who's in this modern day Roman Empire, with the gladiator games, football, basketball, baseball. These are the same gladiators who's coming back in that warlike mentality. All right, and right now it's a great awakening right now. So Esau is very scared, but pretty much this Willie Lynch, they were inspired by the Romans, the pagan Roman empires. All right, let me just read you certain things. Everything's flowing in the spirit. Let's see where the spirit's gonna lead. This Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Alright, so how we were led into captivity, through the cargo slave trade. Alright, through Central, like from the from West Africa, Europe, anywhere the Israelites were scattered. Like we were made merchandise of, man. Free labor. Alright. And we still haven't got any like we haven't been redeemed. That's why in like Deuteronomy 28 and 68 it says that no man shall buy you. So no one's gonna redeem us, man, until Yahweh Shai, our mediator, is gonna come, and he's gonna do the mediation, man. All right, and and he's gonna save his elect, and the 1/3, and the 2/3 are ultimately, like they're pretty much gonna be, like the sacrifice. All right, because our people are pretty much like destroyed, man. And they don't want to go back to the Heavenly Father, man. He that leave into captivity shall go into captivity. So you Edomites who led us into captivity, and still, through their different policies, through all these nations, man. Psalms 83. They have taken confederate against Israel, against they have conspired against his chosen ones, man. So all these nations and these Edomites, they're at the top, who conspired against the Heavenly Father's people, man. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience. So yeah, so like how we were killed, like they didn't care, if you were like they did all kind of things, man. When you watch that movie, with Will Smith, Emancipation, it shows you that, man. So it was very, I felt that, man. That movie, man, that was a very powerful movie. I thought it wasn't going to be so powerful, but I'm like, okay, I'll just, I was watching like 5-10 minutes in. I was like, is this guy gonna, if he's gonna, is he gonna do that, if he's gonna have a good role, and he did, man. He did an amazing job, man, with this, man. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. So what you did to our people, man, by lynching our people, and like all these different types of methods, and still, the highest, like prison industrial complex, is in America, man. Of the Israelites, of you Negroes, number one, you Native Americans, and you Latinos, man. Like we're the, because they like to call us like the minority, but our people are in these industrial, like these prison industrial complexes, like thanks to this rap music industry and all that, man. And these bad food diet, all this fast food, McDonald's, all kind of different things that killing our people, man. Bad, this bad music and this whole black culture, man. We're not black, we're Hebrew Israelites. All right. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. And that's what we're waiting for, man. Patiently waiting, man. We're patiently waiting, man. All right. Because we transgress against the Heavenly Father, man. So patience.
Strong's G 5281. Upamane. Upamane.
Panane, steadfasting. It's like I said, steadfastness, consistency, endurance. In the New Testament of characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose on his loyalty to his faith and pity by the greatest trials and suffering, man. So when you watch this, what happened to this man, which he basically PT, which means like that Peter, which means a stone. All right, because the Lord, like the Messiah said, upon this stone, he's gonna build that church. All right, which is Peter. All right, and we know that the Peter referring to, in his many past life, he came, through David, like through the line of David. The famous scourging back photo, man. And he was a Louisiana native guard. So there are a lot of, a lot of the Seminole Indians, which would be in the Reuben as well. Some of you other native tribes, and you slaves, as well. All right, because when you read about the Haitian Revolution, it's like, yeah, kind of all over the place. Bear with me. When you read about the Haitian Revolution, I was very inspired too a couple days ago with GMS forgot the name of that channel. GMS Class of Kings podcast. The GMS Class of Kings podcast. The brother from he was based in New York. Now he's, I think, in Alabama. And they were doing a video. They were doing a in class, the podcast setting, and they were going into the Haitian Revolution. And basically there was a couple Haitian brothers, not Haitian, Levite brothers, who was talking about what's going on in Haiti. Because after the Haitian Revolution, the French was defeated, and the Spanish, and the English. So a lot of our people, after the Haitian Revolution, a lot of our people came to the Americas, through, the South, like Louisiana, Central America and South America, and freed up, and freed the slaves. So there's a lot of history and things, for us to to go into, because this truth is everlasting. This truth is not just we were just slaves. There's a lot of things, prior to slavery and after slavery. There was still Jake who was fighting for their freedom, man. All right, so the Haitian Revolution. Haitian Creole was a successful interaction by self-liberation slaves against French colonial rule in Santo Domingo, now the sovereign state of Haiti, right? So Santo Domingo, right? So let's go into that. All right, because we know that Haiti and Dominican Republic, like they're the same island, but they're separated. All right, and and like the Haitians, you know, like they speak the French, and the people in the Dominican Republic speak the Spanish. All right, and it's a small same island. All right, but you know, through through Apostle Aria, you know, High Priest Aria, you know, he was going into the tribes. You know, he's the one who you know, who brought down the tribes, man, as to where they're located. All right, Pastor Har said that High Priest Aria, you know, he had like a vision, and he's well learned as well, and you know, and he found out, you know, as to which tribe is what, right? So everything that we're going into, everything is based off faith, all right? Because you know, the so-called white man, he knows, you know, like who the tribes are. The so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians, you know, you Haitians, you know, you Mexicans, you know, you Colombians, you know, you so-called Seminole Indians, the West Indian, or you Native Americans, you know, like they know who, you know, Esau knows, all right. These Idumeans know who the tribes are, you know, and that's why there's a lot of books, a lot of information, you know. Like this was a very good book. This is by The Origin of the American Racism, The Lost Tribes and the Promised Land, written by Ronald Sanders. You know, there's a whole kind of, there's lots of books and learning, man. You know, but this is a mystery, man. All right. Genesis 49 and 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren, and the instruments of cruelty are in their habitation, right? So with their you know, with their voodoo, right, over there in Haiti, and forgot I forgot the witchcraft, what they call it in the DR, like Dominican Republic. Hold on. Let's yeah, what's it called? Dominican Republic. Slovakia. I forgot the name, what they call over there in like the DR. I think it's called Brahmaria or whatever they call it. Alright. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the Brahmaria. Alright, so our people, you know, that's what our people are into, man. That Brahmaria, that witchcraft, man. Alright, and the Haitian, you know, like the Levites, you know, like they were into that, you know, like with the Urim and Thummim, you know, the sons of Aaron, you know, who came out the line of Levi, you know, the sons of Aaron, you know, the high priest. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly, my honor. Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self will they dig down a wall. All right, and that what happened. When Simeon and Levi, with their father, basically Jacob, like Simeon and Levi, and like they had a sister named Diana, and Diana, she was, she got, if you read about it, I'm not gonna really go into it, but basically, Simeon and Levi, because there was a Hamite, and there were these Canaanites, like they had their way, with with Diana, and basically Simeon and Levi said, yeah, if you wanna be with my woman, or like on my sister, like you're gonna have to circumcise yourself, and basically Simeon and Levi slew all those certain people who was inhabiting that, like in that area of the land. All right, so like Jacob was pissed off, man, because because we were, because at that time, like we were just establishing ourselves. We were just a small people, man. All right, but now, basically, you read about Joseph and all that goes into that, and basically, but that's it. I'm not really going more in depth. It's like, cursed be their anger, for their fierce, and in their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them into Jacob, and scatter them scatter them in Israel. Right, so the priests, like the Levites and stuff, like they had like sanctuary cities, through the coast of Israel. And and basically starting over, into this modern captivity that we're in. These a lot of Haitians, they're scattered as well, from Haiti, from Louisiana, certain parts Central America, and then South America as well. The spirits like the wind, man. But what was I gonna go into? Slack, yeah. Yeah, about Haiti. Yeah, Haiti. So says the Haitian Revolution was a successful insurrection by self-liberation slaves against French like colonial rule in Santo Domingo, now the sovereign state of Haiti. The revolt began on the 22nd of August 1791 and ended in 1804 with former colonies, with the former colony independence. It involved blacks, like says the biracial French. It's okay. It says black. It says the biracial French, Spanish, British, and the Polish. So there's a lot of history. The revolution was the only slave uprising that led to the founding of a state which was both French. It's like the revolution was the only slave uprising that led to the founding of a state which was both free from slavery, though not from forced labor. All right, so our people were freed, man. Our people, started a revolution, and like that's why Haiti, they're at the lowest of the low, all right? Because they say that Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and Port-au-Prince and these different parts of Haiti, our people are at the bottom, man. Because basically, they're indebted to the French, right? And they owe billions of dollars, and they basically paid it off, recently, but Haiti's still getting jacked up, all right? And this is the Lord, who set up this thing, so it is real, man. Let's see where the Spirit's gonna lead as well. Black Revel, because we have a very rich history, man. But I was very much inspired by that movie, man, with Will Smith. Emancipation was very much on point. And that's what happened. All right, so this is we have a lot of history, man. Slovakia, colonial. Yeah, this is like Prince George, Slovakia. Prince George was like they have him look like a damn devil, all right? But a lot of our people was still in power, all right, still on the throne. Let's read about Prince George, all right, because his wife was a black woman. All right, King George and his woman. Yeah, because you see like Sophia, right? Hold on. Charlotte Sophia. Alright, because these are things that that they don't want, like the average Negro, the average person to know. These are things that they like to hide. Yeah, see, they, cause see what they do, like they whitewash a lot of our images, all right, during let's read it. Revelation 20:1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. So this is when the Lord, all right, because the Lord's the one who's who sets up kings, and who sets up kings and breaks down. This is all in the Heavenly Father's hand and His Son. All right, and a great chain, having the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Right, so they fell. All right, the pagan Roman Empire fell. Then the 5 good emperors, until 193 AD, with like Septimius Severus, ascended the throne, and he and then fast forward a couple hundred years later to 330 AD, the Council of Nicaea. All right, and basically that we set up the church, the Roman Catholic Church, and with the Pope, which means father, and our people basically made a lot of money through the church, and ultimately our people were worshiping the like Serapis Slakia. Our people was worshiping all kind of different idols, like the Black Madonna, Isis and Horus, basically just like pagan worship, but they would just cover it with with our images, but our people was going off for the most part. But for the most part, our people did have the images of the Lord, throughout Europe. All right, through you read these books as well. The Russian icons, the Byzantine icons. All right, you're gonna see that you're gonna see black people. All right, until basically the Ottoman Turk, the fall of Constantinople, which was run by the Byzantine. Then the Turks came up, and then 192 AD with Pope Alexander VI of Rome with the Borgia family, and then eventually we fell as a whole. But a lot of our people was still living throughout Britain, certain parts of Europe, Russia, so we, Germany, and Portugal, and eventually our people would come to the New World and set up colonies, the 13 colonies, and just very much in depth, man, and and he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So Esau was in captivity for 1,000 years, man. All right, and and like Jacob was rising, all right, but like that's why we all fell, because there was internal, we were fighting against each other, for the kingdom and throne, wars, Vikings, the Crusades, trying to get back the land, from like from the Ishmaelites, which that so we had a serious war, man. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nation no more, till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. After those he shall be loose a little season. So we're in that little season, man. All right, Esau has the globe. This is his blessing, man. Because remember, Jacob, he supplanted Esau, like for the blessing, through his mother as well. All right, and Esau, he was upset because because Jacob, he deceived Esau for the blessing. But Isaac, he blessed Esau. And let's get it. Everything is I don't wanna. I'm just going by the Spirit, right? This is Genesis 25 and 39. So this is when Esau was pissed, but Isaac, he blessed Esau, right? And Isaac, or Yahushua, is gonna take away Esau's blessing and give it back to Jacob. And Isaac, his father, Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. Right? So Esau, he has the whole earth, man, on lock. The earth given to the hand of the wicked. Like they have the space stations. The SpaceX. There's the space station through NASA. There's satellites. The deep underground military bases. So this is their blessing right now, man. They have I remember Esau's blessing was the sword. All right, so it shows you that Esau and Cain is the same. It has the same the same person, the same spirit. Cain, all right, which means weapon. All right, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right, so so we're gonna we're gonna get that yoke off of our neck soon, man. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said unto his father, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so this is why this is why Rebecca, she had to make Jacob, like she had to make Jacob, leave, and go see and go and live with Laban. All right, and basically until everything died down or whatever, right? Yeah, so this is Charlotte Sophia. See, like this is how she would look. Like she wouldn't look like this. Alright, but this is and ultimately it says my people, my heritage unto me as a speckled bird. In Genesis 17. About to close down. So my heritage, a speckled, speckle. If I could find it, speckled bird. Speckled bird. Yeah, Slovakia. because we're scattered through the whole earth, and some of our people are gonna look very fair, all right, because we did a lot of mixing. Jeremiah 10:12-9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. So the Israelites, right? Even though some of our people is gonna be very, like a pigeon, like they have like you go outside, you see pigeons, and they have like they're speckled. You might see like a brown, then you might see white, or you might just see a white pigeon. This is how like that's how we are, all right? Because because you go through, your lineage, it goes through your father, all right? So you are what your father is, not of your mother, all right? Because the father, the one who does the planting, all right, and who gives you the name. Come ye and assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. All right. So this is how she would look, and they say that King George III, like he's a Negro, all right. This is how he would look, and that would have been basically 100. Basically, I believe when he died was like the early 1800s. He would look more like this. Is how he would look. All right, so he'd be a Negro. So there's a lot of things that it's not out there like how it should be. King George. Yeah, so this is the King George slavery. So this is King George and slavery, right? Off of Wikipedia. Over the course of George's reign, a coalition of abolitionists and Atlantic slaves uprising caused the British public to spurn slavery. According to the historic Andrew Roberts, George never bought or sold a slave in his life, all right? Because even though there was there's slave trades going on, all right, like the loyalists, like the British loyalists, was against it, and so there's a lot of things what happened, so because a lot of our people was involved in the slave trade, through West Africa and the Americas, man. Unfortunately, George never bought or sold a slave in his life. He never invested in any of the company that did such a thing. He signed legislation to abolish slavery. George wrote on a document in 1750s, it said denouncing all of arguments of slavery, and called them an excretion and ridiculous and absurd. But the king and his sons, the Duke of Clarence, supported the efforts of London Society of the West Indian Planters and Merchants. All right, so a lot of our people, like the loyalists, they came to the New World. My father's father, so my my great grandfather, his father was he was a planter, and he was a very wealthy planter, you know, in Jamaica. You know, and so there's a lot of history in regards to that. And my mother's side, her father, so my great grandfather, his father, so my great great grandfather, so my third generation grandfather, basically, like they migrated from, you know, from Portugal, right? And then he came to Americas. I don't know where, but you know, because my grandmother told me, you know, that you know, her you know, my mother's side, you know, they come from, you know, like my grandmother says, you know, she always says that, you know, that my grandfather was a Jew. All right, so you know, because you know, so I come out of the British, you know, from Britain, and you know, through my mother's side from the Sephardic Jews. All right, so there's a lot of history, man. It says the Land Society of the West Indian, the London Society of West Indies planters and merchants, right? So our people were making moves and stuff, man. But ultimately we all fell, all right, because you know, we had to eventually fall as a people, man. London Society of the West Indies planters and merchants was an organization established to represent the views of the British West Indies plantocracy. It says the ruled class who owned and ran the slave-based plantation in what is now the Caribbean. It says the organization plays a major role in resisting the abolition of the slave trade and the slavery itself, right? So the slavery, you know, was booming. It was you know, our people was making a lot of money, all right? Those the so-called you know, the kings of the Ashanti, the Dahomey, and you know, certain of those kings to West Africa was involved in the slave trade, you know. Let's put West African kings and even though a lot of our people are Israelites and stuff, our people was pretty much involved. The Portuguese, all right, and you know, because our people were you know, practicing Catholicism, you know, and you know, so our people were involved in the slave trade until eventually we all had to fall. Even though they, you know, some people like to say, oh, they're Hamites. No, they're Israelites, man. But, you know, this is what was going on. Alright, and there's a lot of brothers who's out here in the highways and byways who come from West Africa, and they're out here and they're prophesying, man. Alright. And you might say, oh yeah, that guy's he's a West Indian, he's Jamaican. No, it's certain brothers actually, you know, like their lineage goes right back to West Africa. All right, because it's already prophesied. It says that Revelation 12 and 1 goes into that. Revelation, like this Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness, in the want of all things. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until you have destroyed thee, man. So with the whipping, and with a yoke. Alright, our people were put into cargo slave ships, man. Yeah, let's put a yoke of iron. Slovakia. Yeah, let's put yoke of iron on Wikipedia or Google. Yoke of iron. So so we're the only ones, like we're the only nation, who had, who suffered this, man. All right, we're the only nation. All right, so you small hats, man. Like you like to talk about, like you guys don't wanna acknowledge, like our history. All right, because they know who we are. So the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far and from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shouldest not understand. All right, so this modern day Roman Empire that we're in, their symbol is the eagle. Look at those coins, of the American, of the coins, with the American dollar bill has the eagle. The symbol, the American symbol is the eagle. Britain, Germany, Spain, like pretty much most of these Edomite countries, have the eagle. All right. Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right, and that's what happened. All right, the transatlantic slave trade. Some of our people were taken, man. From one end of the country, right, or one end of the country to the other. All right, so from West Africa, wherever it was, from the Caribbean, from the Americas, from Virginia, like back to South America, Central, or the Caribbean. There's a whole big slave trade, man, and a lot of our people were involved. All right, like the British monarchs, is a very very crazy thing, man, like that we suffered, man. All right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships through the transatlantic slave trade. All right, and the American dollar bill, all right, it has the all seeing eye. All right, which means when you have the American dollar bill, all right, it says Novus Ordos Secularis, right, which means our enterprise is accomplished, right? And basically, they're basically, we're at the end of their everything, like they're the end of their the pyramid, where they're basically sealing everything up, and they're saying that their enterprise is accomplished, right? And as well, the Washington DC monument, you know. So it shows you that we're in Egypt all over again. By the way thereof, which where I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Alright, so that's what happened, man. Alright. And we're still in you know, in bondage, you know, through these contracts and all that. You know, we're in and like, you know, like we're in we're in a dilemma. You know, like Baruch 4 goes into that, and Baruch 3. But yeah, man, this is just my this is my outlook. Very good movie with Will Smith. Emancipation. Very much on point. You know, you could go check it out at the theaters, or you could, you know, watch it online. Very much on point, man. You know, Emancipation with Will Smith. See? The Yoke of Iron. Yeah. So this is Yoke of Iron, man. So, you know, so we are the Israelites, man. Alright. And you know, Esau's scared, man. These nations are scared, man. Alright. So with that, let's say all praise due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the ones to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to hopeful members of the elect. Shalom.